On a night of massive bombardment, British paratroops prepared to land on Egyptian soil for a military adventure that shook the world by its daring, appalled it for its illegality, and effectively ended the idea that the old imperial powers could simply trample over smaller nations with impunity. Britain and France had sent their forces in to teach Egypt's President Nasser a lesson. Earlier that summer, he had nationalized the Suez Canal, claiming its revenues for Egypt. But for the previous 74 years, this vital lifeline for oil supplies to Europe had been in British control. With its ally France, Britain decided on a military strike to get it back. From the outset, the mission was a diplomatic disaster. The Americans were totally opposed, the United Nations demanded an immediate ceasefire, and the Egyptians blocked the canal with sabotage ships. Britain's Prime Minister, Sir Anthony Eden, was pilloried by the opposition, despite protesting his peaceful intentions.
All my life, I've been a man of peace. Working for peace, striving for peace, negotiating for peace.
We're doing all this alone, except for France, opposed by the world, in defiance of the world. It is not a police action. There is no law behind it. We have taken the law into our own hands.
In London, thousands of protesters gathered in Trafalgar Square demanding an end to the occupation. But it was pressure on the world stage that finally brought the crisis to an end. The Americans threatened Britain with economic reprisals if the Prime Minister refused to back down. Within a few days, Sir Anthony was forced by ill health to take a holiday in Jamaica.
Sir Anthony, at the moment of departure, may we ask you how you're feeling about the journey ahead, and indeed how you are feeling?
The main thing I'm feeling is that I'm deeply sorry to have to leave the country at this time.
Politically, the Prime Minister's decision to leave the country was fatal. It seemed to confirm that he was too weak to lead the country, physically and psychologically. He resigned 2 months later. As for President Nasser, he went on to become a third world statesman and one of the most powerful figures in the Middle East. The Suez Canal remains under Egyptian sovereignty to this day.